Boom, there we go. Cool, we're recording this, so we are on YouTube, on both YouTubes. In fact, make sure you guys subscribe to both of our channels here. You know, myself, Jim Canty on, or James Canty III on YouTube, right? Dalton, and we have FM Dalton Perrine with us. So tell them about your YouTube and who you are and what we doing today, bro.
Yep, just FM Dalton Perrine on YouTube. I think today we're going to be taking a look at this tier maker, and we have 100 different. What it was, 100 different openings on here, or something like that. Kind of crazy number.
That's crazy. I don't even feel like 100, but wow, is that really 100? Dang.
It says 100 in the URL for the
it does though
thing. So yeah, that'll be interesting. So we'll get into this and rank all these openings.
Let's do it.
Of course, on one of these openings, I think I've got a couple, and each of us plays some different stuff. Some of us, we play some overlapping stuff. And this other stuff, we will probably have to Google to figure out what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And we have chat too as well. So guys, definitely tell us where you think these should go. In fact, also, I have a Chessable course, 2 of them now. JOBAVA London, which I'll link in the YouTube description if you're watching from my channel. And both of them. And my Sicilian Hitman one. What about you, Dalton? Tell them about your Chessable work. You even have it right behind you, in fact.
Yeah, so I've got a course on the Binko Gambit. I've got a course on the Réti Nimzo Larsen. I've also got a French defense course. And then one off to the right side is on defensive calculation, reducing blunders, survive and thrive. I've also got a Chessable Pro course for the World Cup in 2023, but that's a freebie if anybody's got a Chessable Pro, so they can download that one right away.
It's fire. Dropping them, boys. You can definitely link them, of course. We'll link them too. Send me the links. I'll put them in the description. So let's get to it. We can start from, like, I guess the top left and then just like work our way down. Left to right, all the way down. All the way down.
All right. So
we got the Italian. It's like Italian game, right?
Yeah, that's so Italian's first one here, it looks like. And I don't know, that's got to be S tier. I mean,
yeah, it's got to be S tier, right? Italian game, guys. We're going to put that as S tier, I believe. Right. Italian game, S tier. Queen B6 Sicilian.
What is that? So E4, C5, knight F3. I think.
You know what? I'm actually going to pull up an analysis board so people can see this on the other side. That'd be cool, so they know what we're talking about. What is that? At learn analysis. So Queen B6 Sicilian. Bro, what? Analysis board is taking a while. I don't know why. There we go.
I think it's an E6 Sicilian. I think it's like E6. Straight on D4 and then Queen B6. I think that's the one it's referring to.
Yeah, E4, C5, Knight F3, E6.
I think so.
Take, and then Queen B6. Where? Yeah, this is kind of strange. When is the Queen B6 happening? But generally speaking, I mean, like, it's not the greatest one.
If this is the one it's referring to, I mean, maybe it's referring to something after Knight. Maybe it's Knight C6, then Queen B6, or I think any of these Queen B6 Sicilians are not like fantastic, generally speaking.
Correct. Which, like, they're not like a. I mean, maybe it is a D. There's so many openings, like, but maybe it's a C or a D.
Yeah, there's not actually an F tier on this, so
yeah, I put it a D.
I don't think I put an F tier anyways, but yeah, somewhere in the.
It's strange. Queen B6 Sicilian, not really like. You don't really like that.
Yeah, I put it in D. I mean, I guess we can adjust some stuff later, but this feels like not a fantastic start to the game.
Gench says D is trash. I think it's C minus playable. Playable, but not good. Okay, Scandinavian. This one is going to get a lot of, whoa. Well, a lot of traction here. Garbage, says Prodigal. What do you think about Scandi?
Probably like C, I guess. I mean, I think I will say for these openings, it probably matters somewhat which rating level we're talking about, because I think at like beginner intermediate level, I think Scandinavian's totally fine. Maybe at like, I don't know, Master Plus level, it starts becoming a bit on the maybe slightly or sketchier side of things.
Okay. I'm putting it at a C. I'll put it at a C.
Yeah.
Or a D. I mean, if we could, but obviously a C because whatever. Scandi C or B because top level that's not good. Intermediate lower is decent. I was a Scandi hater until I learned that my boy Steven, left fielder from Cleveland Garden, plays it. Nice. C from Dr. Dave. Okay. Yeah, I'll put it a C. Owens defense.
What is Owens? Is that B6 on move one?
E6, B6. French.
B6.
It's like a French. Oh, actually, we always have to show it for chat. So E4 is like, Owens defense is like E4. You could go B6, though. It's more B6 than D4, E6.
Yeah. Something like this, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this one's called the English defense or something. I think Camille had a course on that on CHESSABLE.
Yeah, he just dropped that with that. Yeah, that's nice.
Again, somewhere in the C to D tier, in my opinion.
I believe that.
I don't know. You give white a ton of space. It feels kind of a little bit sketchy if you're not super well ready for white to just have everything. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a good one. Let me think. BC, wow. B, very playable. OTB, wow. I guess it depends on level. Dang. But I mean, if we're going to put Queen B6 Sicilian down there, we have to put Owens there too. Because it's at least a Sicilian. So I'm going to put it at... Yeah, I'm going to put it at D. I'm going to put it at D.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
St. George defense? I don't know what that is. I think that's like A6. E4 A6?
It's like knight A6 or some weird.
Yeah, here it is. I found it. A6. I'm in the, it shows me.
A6?
Actually, I have to move. Yeah, if I move your camera around, but I mean, right there, guys.
Magnus plays this entitled Tuesday on the regular, so
right. Maybe, maybe there's something to it, guys. E4 A6. So no, that's gonna be a D for me. It's gonna be a no for me.
Yeah, that's gotta be down there.
Modern defense. Ooh, I like modern. I'm not gonna lie, but
like modern.
But
I'd probably say C.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You know, I like modern, but I gotta put it like a C. It does give up so much space. You gotta know what you're doing. You get crushed fast.
It's like white has to go wrong for black to be happy with that.
Right.
Modern, in my opinion.
Yeah, E4 G6 is what that is here, guys. E4 G6 gives up a lot of space. We even got the 4 pawns too, like. Even 5 pawns. I've never seen this. Just showing the fact that this could happen. That's the modern. Now we got Perk defense or Pierce.
For me, that's right at the same level as the modern. They're pretty. I mean, usually they're like you do both. You do D6 then G6 or vice versa, right?
Right. You get some type of perk. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Modern C tier. It's crazy, says Potter's Gate. Where you gonna put it? S tier or Potter's Gate? Where are you putting? No, I'm curious. Where are you putting? He said, I'm telling you, Caro. You know he plays it in Title Tuesday to get imbalances. That's what he says. He likes to play only that. In Title Tuesdays. Perk is better than modern, you think?
Caro pull it out and
yeah, you're not seeing him pull it out in the big boy games. You're not seeing him do that.
He's not playing the candidates and pulling out the modern or anything like that.
Exactly.
Reverse Sicilian, that's got to be like AS. It's S or A tier, I gotta imagine. That's like C4 E5.
Reverse Sicilian, yeah, that got to be good. Reverse Sicilian.
One of the best ways to play against Sicilian or against C4.
A lot of strong players like that.
I think symmetrical English is same thing.
Okay, symmetrical S. Yep, I actually over the board have never lost, but I haven't won either. Like that. Haven't lost, haven't won, you know? All right, buddy. All right, okay.
I play this metrical English a bunch, and yeah, it can be tough for white to deal with if they're if they just autopilot.
Yeah, it's a good one. Classical Dutch. That's got to be like C or D.
Different types of Dutches, right? So there's classical, Stonewall,
Leningrad, right?
I think I don't know. Classical
is more risky. I've been doing a lot of like research.
It's probably the lowest of the three.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a C.
The 3 Dutches is what I mean. Yeah.
Correct. Maybe you put it even a D there though. Stonewall Dutch. Low C, yeah, exactly. Like I would
Low
say
C,
D
yeah, I
for
was gonna say low C, high D or
high
something
D,
like that.
right? Stonewall for sure. Classical Dutch. Oh wait, I'm tripping. I put that the wrong one. Okay, classical Dutch is D, and then Stonewall Dutch. That's the one they play a lot. Magnus got games in that too. All the high level players like when they do play Dutch, they play this one. And Leningrad too as well.
Right.
In Leningrad.
I'd probably put Stonewall and Leningrad like kind of in the same tier together, probably like C-ish somewhere.
C-ish. I like that. I like that
because you could make an argument for B if it's like playing maybe a lower rated player and you're trying to get those imbalances.
Right. Yeah, put those Dutches at C. Goring Gambit, I don't remember what that is. Chat, we need you for this. Goring Gambit, I don't remember. It's like Danish Gambit.
It's like E4, E5, D4, and then C3 afterwards, or something like that. I don't know if that's exactly it.
D4 takes.
It might be Danish, is what I'm thinking of.
C3 takes. No, it says Danish Gambit accepted. I don't remember what Goring is. Oh, we have LJ in chat. E4, E5, knight f3. Okay, wait. E4, E5, knight f3, knight C6, D4, E takes C3. Ah, there we go, Dog Day. Appreciate you.
The Scotch version.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never played this, so I don't even know what the tricks of the trade are. It's kind of Scotch Gambitish. I mean, yeah, we got to put that boy like.
You play the Scotch Gambit though, right?
I do play a Scotch Gambino, but this is not the same.
Not the same.
I would give it a C.
Okay.
I give it a C.
Yeah, I don't know too much about this one.
Choco Piano, S tier. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, is that not just Italian? I mean,
exactly. It's like the same thing, I guess, right?
Yeah.
The same thing. Two nice defense.
That's the Italian where black plays knight f6 instead of bishop c5.
Bro, this is just more S tier. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's
you just gotta throw it up there.
That's what I'm thinking of. Then that's S tier for sure.
Yeah, it's just more of the same. Morphy's defense. I don't remember what that is. Is that like? I don't know what that is actually. Is that
sure what that one is.
Anyone know, guys? Chat. Morphy's defense. I don't know what that is because you could sound like a Roy Lopez, but that's like a deferred Steinus type. Like what? No. I don't know what that is. It has to be some weird move order for sure.
Morphy's defense.
We'll come back to that one. We'll get that chat help us though. Berlin, that's S tier.
It says after, at least what I'm seeing is like after bishop e5 and the Roy Lopez just playing a6. That's Morphy's defense.
Oh, that's S tier. Interesting.
That's for sure S tier.
That's for sure, yeah. Just Morphy's defense is A6. Thank you, Dr. Dave. A6 bishop A4. Okay. Berlin defense, I put an S tier as well.
Berlin's S tier. We gotta find some A and B's, but everything has kind of been one or the other so far. It's
these are great.
There's definitely going to be some in the middle.
There's going to be some in the middle for sure. Shigorin, that's like a JOBAVA. Today, Tal and Danya birthday. Ah, yes, correct. Shout out to my twin brother Danya and my grandfather Tal. Happy birthday to them. What is Shigorin again? Shigorin's actually, I'll show you guys. Shigorin here is for black, but also with white, it's D4. It's also D4 knight C3, you know, like a JOBAVA. JOBAVA actually is a Shigorin, guys. I don't know if you know this, but you know. Right, you learn something new every day, but it's like a Shigorin with white. The usual is D4, D5, and then after C4, there's knight C6. This is the usual Shigorin. Yeah, it's weird. It's like a weird one, like because it's in a way a reverse JOBAVA London, but they don't play C4. Like when you try a reverse JOBAVA with C4, you know, don't try to sit home. You will get your head cracked every time. Bruh. That was a very loud bruh, by the way, because the volume is all the way up, so all the sounds are a little bit louder. JOBAVA, Shigorin, yeah, exactly. Shigorin in reverse. Shigorin in reverse. So, yeah, exactly. You put that word to C. Yeah, you just put it to C. Yeah.
Prior.
That's Roy Lopez. Yeah, that's Roy Lopez.
I like that one. What is that specifically? That's
the knight B8 variation.
Like I don't know if it's S or A.
Exactly. I think it was. I'm not gonna lie. Briar is still. It's not played as much anymore, but it's still definitely played. I mean, it's a Roy Lopez variation. I'm gonna put it at A. We'll just put it at A because it kind of phased out for a while. Like they don't play it as much. Knight B8.
Oh, this is like the Knight B8.
Correct. Roy Lopez. Right. Knight B8 to D7.
That's a solid A for sure.
It's very nice. It's very nice. Zaitsev, I don't remember what variation that is. It's Roy Lopez.
That's another Roy Lopez.
It's got to be A because I don't hear it as much, but I do know that it's a good one. I just don't remember what the Zaitsev Roy even is.
It is. Is that what it is? That's not what I would think of. I mean, chess.com is showing like knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, bishop c5, and then knight to d4. But that's
that don't sound
what I would.
No, that was like something else.
That's got to be something different.
E4, E5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop 5%. Oh, it is. Yeah, Ginch even has it in there too. That's strange. I'll put it at A.
I'm seeing games where it's.
That's what you looked up, Ginch?
Bishop to b7 is the Zaitsev.
Oh, correct. I think that's the one. That's the one I remember. Now that rings a bell. Yeah. Bishop b7. Bishop b7.
A tier, in my opinion. There. I mean,
I do remember that.
Really, I'm not an expert on the Roy Lopez from Black's perspective by any means, but it can't really be bad.
No, I remember that. Zaitsev is bishop b7. So that's A. I'll put it A there because it's good. It reminds me of the Breyer, but with a bishop on b7. Actually, they kind of co-exchange. They go back and forth, but thanks for the follow. Hans 6A is there.
Breyer goes like knight b8, so you don't have the knight a5 stuff anymore, and then Zaitsev is like you're already committing to bishop b7, so I guess you don't have like bishop e6, bishop g4 stuff anymore. So
now you have also and Archangel though. That one I would give. I think that's an S tier one. That's a strong one.
That's the one that Fabi has the course on, right?
Yeah, exactly. 100 hours of like video, something crazy.
Do you have that one, or
I have it, and I was like, but reason
how is it? Yeah, I don't have it.
Absolutely love it. I just don't like the forced draws, and of course, when it just completely turns me off immediately, I'm like, first forced draw. But you have to think about this. It's Fabiano showing you everything. You know what I mean? Like it's a brain dump of Fabiano talking about this opening. And of course, he's going to go all the way to move 48 where it is a draw, right? It is a draw. So it's a great course for sure. Absolutely great.
Things about it.
Absolutely great.
S tier on that one then? S
tier for sure.
For sure.
Shieldman, I think, is like our Shieldman. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of. I'm not giving it a. Yeah, I'm giving it a C. I studied the lines and I didn't like the fact that I was down a pawn a lot and just kind of fighting. That's my personal, but
out in the candidates.
Yeah, exactly. He did.
They won, so yeah.
Yeah, he did. Center game. Isn't center count of Canty basically the same? Oh, but no, actually, center game. Okay, it's between it's like a B minus C. I'm probably getting a C though.
Is that the E4, E5?
Yeah, here's center game, and it is kind of like a reverse. Exactly, it's a reverse Canty, I guess. E4, E5, D4. But when even Carissa Yip won a game, shout out to Carissa Yip. She's super aggressive. We gotta be related somehow because. She's a very aggressive player, but she won a game, I remember, actually in Charlotte against one of the kids, Dimitar. She beat Dimitar, who's an international master, and he was already an IM, but she beat him with this opening. I saw it. I was like, oh, she hit him with the center game. And he, obviously, later on in the game, she won the game tactically, but you get big attacks from this opening. Especially if Black, doesn't know what they're doing, and it's like you catch him off guard because he's not played like OTB. So she played it and won the game. So it's a very strong thing. I think it's very tricky. So I think I would give it between B minus and a C there, something like that. Where did I put it? Center game. Where'd you go?
Yeah, like B minus high C, something like that.
Yeah, I'll give it a C.
Sure.
I'll put it a C just because it's close, but. Yeah, C. Cozio, C. Cozio is knight G7. Correct.
Yeah, probably C. Even though I feel like there's been a lot more people playing that recently. Like I think the caros played that a bunch, and like even over the board, he played it at the candidates. I think.
Yeah, that it is very possible to play this like this Cozio, but I was not there's some lines I wasn't impressed, and when I saw some certain lines where I'm like, oh, if they know this line, this is not going to be fun to play at all. Right, but you could get some good attacks. It's just there's ways that white can do things that you don't like, so it's annoying. Queen's Gambit S tier. You don't even think about it. Say less. You know what I mean? You say anything else, we ban you immediately. Catalan, same. Catalan is so annoying, and I know Catalan theory now too. You know, to say the least. But I've
played the Catalan lots of times, and that people don't tend to do too well against it.
Oh, the Catalan London system, D. No, I'm kidding. London system, I'll give it an A or a B.
It's got to be like A or B.
London system, F. Right. Chat. Okay. I'll give it an A. You know, actually, Magnus likes London. Believe it or not, Magnus like, yeah, it's a good opening. Yeah. You know, Magnus said that, right? If Magnus says it, like, come on, guys, it's a good opening. It's like, oh snap!
It gets a lot of hate. I think the main thing, I think the opening on its own is definitely like A. I think that where some people like, you know, beginner intermediate players kind of can get themselves into a little bit of a trap in my opinion, is that like if you learn the London and then you don't learn anything else, you kind of miss a lot of the pawn structure stuff that usually you'll need to be like, you know, improving at to continue forward in your kind of chess journey, because the London doesn't really have there's not a lot of like interaction between like the pawns, especially. You don't have to really worry about like pawn tension as much compared to other openings, and it's a good opening, but I do think it can sometimes hinder people if they, you know, pick it up and don't learn anything else.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about.
On its own, I think it's like A or B for sure.
Oh, for sure. I put it at A there for London. JOBAVA London, S tier. I don't even care what y'all say. I have a course on CHESSABLE about that. I'm gonna push the button. Hey, listen, the button is loud right now, but make sure you keep your volume down, okay? We gotta push that. We hype, of course, JOBAVA London. Definitely got a course on that. That's gonna be an S tier. If you say anything less, I'm banning you immediately. Thank you very much. So S tier, JOBAVA London. There we go. Just here on JOBAVA London. Okay, chat. So next is Virasov. Oh, that was like this one. That's the Bishop G5. Like a JOBAVA mouse slip, guys. Is what we call that one.
That's your JOBAVA brother.
Yeah, right. JOBAVA mouse slip here, guys. You wanted to go JOBAVA, but then you said, oh, and then you mouse slipped and went Bishop G5. This is the Virasov. But I was never a fan of this. I'm not gonna lie. I was never a fan from the white side. So I'm actually gonna give it. I'm gonna go as far as say a D for me. I was never a fan of it. But what about you?
It's like a mixture of the JOBAVA and the trompowsky, but it's kind of like you don't know which one you want to do.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's a great observation. You just don't know which one you want to do. Yeah, I didn't like it. See between C and D. Yeah. Cindy Trompowsky, okay, that one I get out of B actually. No, I give it a B. I've been studying that. I was like, yo, this is annoying. This opening is very annoying. Even Camille beat Magnus, you know, with this opening. Like Magnus went down to this opening. I'm gonna give it a B here. I like the Trompowsky, believe it or not.
Yeah, no, I've played the Trompowsky a fair amount online, especially, and yeah, I think B is pretty solid. There's definitely some. I guess it kind of depends on how you want to play it. Like you can play it in like a super duper aggressive way with like these H4 lines, you know, and stuff like that. But you can also play it kind of more solidly.
Yeah,
I think he's good for that one.
I like it. Big fan. I also wait. Let me see if they have it on here. I don't see. I'm not gonna say it. I'll say it when we get to it. I just don't see it. Dang, they don't even have it. Oh, that's saying something. I'm gonna need to study that a little bit more. It's the basically Levitsky attack, D4 Bishop G5, and no matter what, or like Trompowsky too as well. Like, but
yeah, even if they play D5,
it doesn't matter. Bishop G5, yeah, that one is that one scores nice, and also who was using it? Argent. Likes to play that. He likes to play JOBAVA. He likes London. He also likes trompowsky and Levitsky. I mean, yeah, he does. In fact, he does. Okay.
And he just beats everybody.
It doesn't matter what. So we have the Réti up next. I think that's the S tier for sure. Réti. Réti's a very good opening. Very annoying.
I got a course on it. I gotta say S tier.
Oh yeah, it's right behind you there, Chad. If you see it, you know that Nimzo Indian course. I mean, sorry, Nimzo Larson course. That's
Nimzo Larson. There you go.
Correct.
And I think the Réti can just transpose into a ton of stuff too. You can start with knight f3 and then play c4, play d4, play g3.
Yeah.
You can throw in e4 if you want to turn it into an e4 opening. Just hard to beat the flexibility for sure.
No, for sure. Yeah, it's hard to beat the flexibility. As you said, English I think is an S tier. Maybe it's the same as almost already. You can transpose into all type of stuff with English.
We do Roy Lopez already? Oh,
Roy's S. Exactly.
And then English is S. I mean,
Polish actually. This is another opening. Magnus says that Polish isn't a bad opening, but I mean, I'll put it like a C.
What is Polish?
Polish actually is move 1 b4. I actually lost some games to this annoying opening before. Yeah, so but I won myself with playing it. So move 1 b4, guys. The Polish. This one is serious.
And I'm probably putting C on my side.
Yeah, same. I put it at C. Advanced Caro-Kann, that's labeled the best. Gotta put that boy.
That's supposed to be best against Caro-Kann right now.
That's what it says.
Hard to not have that BNS.
LJ said, I just learned about Polish. I didn't know about that one. Yes, crazy, right? It's a crazy opening. Fantasy Caro-Kann, I actually like it as a S tier. I ain't gonna lie. For aggressive players, that's an S tier. If you're an aggressive player. If you're like, you only like E5, then okay, you go with A or B. It kind of depends on how you are.
I put it A. I think it's really good. I do like it as well. But I think I'd throw it on A on my side of things. But I do think it's really good. I've played it a number of times.
I like it a lot.
Had some pretty decent results.
Classical Caro. Oh, that's it's got to be S tier too.
The knight C3.
Yeah, knight C3.
Normal stuff.
Normal stuff, exactly. High level games in it. Lots of it.
It's got to be like S or A for sure.
Exchange could be between S and A. I'm actually going to put it at A. I've liked it for so long. I played it for so long. But I just realized that it just isn't the most challenging. It's just not. But it is annoying for Black. But Black has a lot of ways to try to neutralize things. Even though I have a good result with it, I'm going to put it at A. It's just weird. I don't feel like it's S tier, but I've scored very well with the A.
I'd probably say as well. I guess it also depends on how you play. Are you doing exchange into like the bishop D3 line?
Yeah.
Exchange into
bishop D3.
Or...
Yeah, bishop D3, bishop F4, which Panoff is up next, which I used to love the Panoff. In fact, we have a game that we played over the board with Panoff. And this is just a weird, it's cool when it works, but when it doesn't, it's not good. So I'm actually going to put it at a C for me because I studied it so much. And it doesn't even score well in the database anymore. The Panoff just is not working with the ISO pawn. It depends, especially at a high level. So there's just kind of, it's not what it used to be, to say the least.
Probably put on B on my side of things, but yeah, you've studied it more than I would have, so you have a little bit of a better read on it.
Yeah, I'm annoyed with it. Taras French, from what side? From what side here? Taras the French.
I think that's knight D2.
Yeah,
yeah. D3 or something.
E4, E6. That's E4, E6, D4, D5, knight D2. Knight D2.
Yeah, you avoid the Windward craziness.
Yeah, I think if we look at it from White's point of view, I would say an A actually. Gary liked to use this. Gary Kasparov. This was his favorite variation. It was 92. 92 variation.
Yeah, I would say A tier for sure.
Classical French. That is, I think that's. What is that one? It should be 7 or something. Yeah, I don't remember. Let me check right now. E4, E6, D4, D5, E5. No, it's advanced. Knight C3, Knight F6. Oh yeah, Knight C3, Knight F6. This is classical. That's what it says.
How is this nowadays? I don't really know too much about this. I feel like every time I've played as white these lines, and I've always been pretty happy when black plays knight f6.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on how you're feeling. White actually does have more space, though. They do have more space, and like it's a fight. It really is a fight. I'm actually gonna put it at 8 for both sides. It's a very topical thing. They both play. I think it was played at the U.S. Championship recently. And Levon actually recently been playing a lot of French too, and scoring with it. But
I think the French is making like a bit of a resurgence. I've seen more of it in the top level games recently.
Definitely, they want something different. So exchange French depending on what side. But no, from black it's S tier. You feeling good, but then also you're kind of annoyed. So it depends. From white is like a D. Like what are you doing? But yeah. I mean, I guess we're looking
if you're playing as black against the exchange French, you're chilling pretty much. And then if you're playing as white, though, why are you doing this?
I guess feelings wise, I'm gonna put it as C. And here's my reasoning, because from both sides, it's not good. Like, I mean, from black standpoint, you're like, I could be worse. Like, this could be bad. My bishop could be worse, but it is boring. And from white standpoint, it's like, what is this? Like, what are you doing? You can play for win. There are some chances. It can be
somewhat fun from black's perspective if you get like the opposite side castling setups and stuff like that.
Yes, that's the only way I play the exchange French.
Yeah. That's what I recommend in my Chessable course on that.
Oh, you do? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you got to make it fun. If you just if they just do boring stuff, you have to. Everywhere in the course, I try to make some kind of imbalance. I like purposely try to avoid any like super symmetrical, overly symmetrical stuff that's just super boring.
I completely feel that, because that's super annoying and boring, and I don't want that. So I don't play French anymore. So now
I'd probably put it as
where you got B, C.
From white's point of view, if you're picking the exchange French, then it's probably like C tier.
Yes, sir. Perfect. We got Scotch up next. Scotch is a SNS tier. It's like Roy. That's the alternative for the Roy.
I play the Scotch a fair amount. Yeah, I would say like S or A, probably S. Yeah, I think it's
very nice.
Good. It's also the lines are super crazy depending on which setup black goes for. Like the knight f6 lines are like ridiculous sometimes, depending on how spicy you want to make it. And even the bishop c5 lines get super crazy. Yeah.
I've seen both.
Scotch is great.
Scotch is great. Advanced French, I'm actually going to put at an A. You can get some good games, but then if sometimes, black can really get everything they want in Advanced French sometimes. But it's making a big comeback there.
So I'm curious, if we're putting Advanced French in A, what's the best way to play against the French then, you think, if you're playing as white?
Oh, that is...
what would be like the S tier version? Is that
that's like the knight C3, but which is S tier will probably be classical, probably there, because both sides. With knight C3, you could get some crazy games. Like, it's a famous game, Judah Pogar versus, I can't remember who, but crushing some dude in that line. Knight C3, bishop G5, you go castle queen side. Like, very aggressive lines come from knight C3 over any other variation. But it does allow the win hour, but even those get crazy.
You have to deal with the win hour after bishop.
Correct, or bishop B4, and it gets wild. But even those lines get very aggressive, right?
It gets crazy too.
It gets wild. So that's I'm gonna actually move my classical French up to S tier because of that. I just thought about that, because we can put one up there, which is classical. Milner-Barry Gambit, that one's fun. I'm gonna just put it at B though.
That's French. That's against the French, right? That's
that's against the French.
That's advanced, but then you let them take on E4 or something.
Exactly. D4 E6, D4 D5, E5 C5 C3, knight C6, knight F3, no, it's actually Queen B6, I think.
Queen B6, Bishop
Queen
D3.
B6, yeah. Queen B6, Bishop D3, CD, Bishop D7, castles, knight takes D4. Knight B to D2. And here, I actually have a crazy line. Now I'm giving out some files. Is after Bishop C5, you can go, no, it's actually, is it Bishop C5? Yeah, Bishop C5, knight takes, B4? Yeah, B4 is the move. And after B4, knight takes F3. And instead of knight takes, you take with the queen, allowing Bishop D4, which hits the rook. And then I go Queen G3. It's a nasty line. Or Bishop takes rook. Queen takes G7, knight E7, I take the rook. Or they go with this other line with knight E7 immediately. Then I go rook B1, and then Queen G7 is coming. It's like a crazy line. So I'll be knowing this theory of this crazy stuff, because I love the fun stuff, right? So I'm gonna put it at a B though, Milner-Barry Gambit. What do you
So
put?
for me, it kind of depends because there's two versions of the Milner-Barry Gambit, right? There's the version
Oh
like you were
yeah,
just showing where you take back on d4, and then there's the
right.
version where you just leave the pawn on d4, which I think is supposed to be
That's the new version, the new stuff.
right.
Yeah, it's like knight f3,
Knight
knight
c6,
c6,
knight f3, queen
queen
d6,
b6, bishop
bishop
d3,
d3,
cd,
and then
castle.
castle.
Yeah, yeah. I just saw that in the new aggressive course.
This is fun.
Yeah,
This is fun. I played
too.
this. This is in Gustafson's course, I
Right,
think.
it is. He recommends a3,
I
b4.
I played this a fair amount, and you get a lot of fun positions with this.
h4 too as well. It's fun stuff. Very fun.
I'd give this one A. If we're talking about this specific one, I throw A.
Move it up to A.
The other one
Perfect.
I don't know as much if you're taking back on d4 right away.
I like it. English attack, I think that's Najdorf. Yeah, that's the top notch. That's an S tier.
Oh, that's like if that's
tier.
referring to Najdorf, that's like S for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Freak attack, I actually was okay. There's one line I don't that literally just kind of, or me a few lines, but freak attack, that's Najdorf, and that's I'm actually gonna put that maybe a B, to be honest. If black knows what they're doing, it's fine. That's rook g1 on move 6. You know, there's like 100 moves you can play against Najdorf.
There's like 100 moves on
right.
move 6. Yeah.
d4 takes here. Knight f6, knight c3, a6, and rook g1. Your idea is g4.
I think Gary gives that in Chessable or something.
Gary gives h3, h3, g4.
Oh, he gives
Gary
h3.
gives move 6, h3, correct. Rook g1 is in Gujevski's Chessable course, which is really nice. Okay. It's a very fire course, but the only file that, the best, in fact, the best is e5. After e5, knight b3, bishop to e6, and after g4, they go d5. And they just kill everything. It's so annoying. You go into this endgame after queen takes, and then like bishop e3, I think he gives, or knight d2 or something. But black is totally fine. They just get castle. I think we both do. And like, you go to an endgame where like, bro, I'm already in game from the opening, you know? Like, and then it's supposed to be super aggressive, especially when you're going move 6, rook g1. I had one OTB loss with this because I didn't go for the queen trade. He played this, and I was like, I'm not trading queens. Like, I just kept the queens on, ended up losing the game. But it was, you have to trade queens in this line. That's why I don't like it. So I'll put it at a B.
Yeah, I was going to say, you played
anything else
at
is great.
So are you going for that? Yeah, so it doesn't sound like you're going for the queen trade if you're playing the Najdorf in that line.
Exactly, yeah. I'm going to play something different. But it's more of a, I learned that, okay, I'm not going to play this with white at all because I just want more, and especially if they know this line. Anything else, you get a great game. Like, oh, it's so much fun. But against this line with black or with white, you it's just not fun, right? And I didn't play rook g1 to like trade queens 3 moves after, right? So it kind of sucks to do that. So I'll put it at B.
Fair enough.
Fisher sells an attack. I think that's probably A. It's a nice attack.
That's bishop c4 stuff against like classical or against Najdorf or something?
Najdorf. Actually, both. Right, it's like both. But yeah.
Against both, yeah.
Yeah, a6, bishop c4. This one is nice. You can get very good attacks.
Yeah, I'd say that's an easy A for sure.
Easy A. Adam's attack? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. Is that like, yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's something else in the Sicilian for sure.
That's Boulder attack. Bishop c4.
Attack. What is Adam's attack?
Yeah, I don't know. Chat, can we get some help with it? What's Adam's attack? I'm sure it's a Sicilian. Adam's attack? I don't know.
It's showing... Oh, it's showing the h3 move that we were just talking about.
Oh, that's what it is? Oh.
That's what chess.com is telling me, at least.
Oh, it is. Adam's attack with g4. Nice. Okay. Yeah, the idea here is g4. This is what Giri gives in his part 3 of on Chessable, which is nice. He covers some really fun lines. Yeah, I'll give it an A. I haven't really looked too deeply into it, but it's definitely it gives you some fun chess because you're playing g4 like on all lines basically, unless they stop you, but then you're still trying to get it anyway.
Unless they play like h5 or something, but then it's kind of giving up some
squares and stuff. Exactly. Bishop g5 Najdorf. I love this one. Both sides. I think is S tier, but this is like, yeah, Bishop g5 is very topical, and it always has been from both sides. You know, from black side and from white side. I think these positions become fascinating.
Yeah, I don't know so much about it, but in my mind, it feels like one of those openings where like if you don't have your prep memorized, you're just going to get crushed whether you're white or black kind of thing.
That's exactly right. And I play it from white and black, and it has happened from both sides for me. In fact, I've had some of my best games ever with Bishop G5, but then I've also lost some very nasty games from the black side. So this is nice.
You're throwing it at us, you said?
I like it for S tier for sure. Bishop E2 Najdorf.
A tier on my side.
Okay, nice.
The complexity. Yeah.
I like it at S tier. Yeah, I put it at S tier as well. It's just like you can play Bishop E2 Sicilian against all of them. It doesn't matter what Sicilian. I realized that. I was like, oh, you could just play this against everything, like Ryo. In fact, shout out to Ryo Chin. But Ryo Chin, the kid who plays every Sicilian. Let me show you what this is, chat. There's this kid, strong kid, international master. And no matter what Sicilian you play, no, it doesn't matter. He's going to put his bishop on E2. I don't care what you do. He's gonna most likely put the bishop, unless you play like knight takes E4, he's gonna put the bishop on E2 and castle. It's a very easy way to play against Sicilian. Any of them, doesn't matter. You can play bishop E2 and castle, and he's, you know, gotten very far with this system. It's very easy to play, so, you know, I'm gonna put it at S tier.
Yeah. Richter Rouser.
Browser. Oh, that's bishop G5 knight. Well, I guess.
That's classical Sicilian.
You're right, classical, yeah.
I mean, that's the best way. If I'm thinking of the right variation, I think it's just like the straight up best way to play against the classical.
Yeah, with knight C6, bishop G5, guys. Yeah, this is correct. Yeah, it's like S tier. It's the best way to play.
Against the classical, it's got to be S tier, yeah.
Maroxy bind. For who? With black? Oh man, it's like a freaking
really
D.
It's not really an opening.
Yeah,
It's more so just a structure. I mean, it's almost always
good for white.
A or F for sure.
Yeah, I'll give it an A. An A up there. And Vienna? Is that like Vienna with white or Vienna with black? I'm assuming white. I'm assuming with white.
That's like E4, E5, knight C3. Is that?
Yep. Yeah. E4.
With black, it's a whole like Queen's Gambit decline. Take
Vienna, very exactly. Like that. I think with white, it's like an A for Vienna. People just don't know what to do sometimes with Vienna, me included. You know, it's funny, exactly like from black, like or like even it's just different. Vienna is I think Vienna is very strong. Black has ways to neutralize it, but people don't prepare against it as much. I like it. Alpin. Oh yeah, that's an A.
Yeah, I think Alpin's a fair A for sure.
Love a good Alpin.
Grand Prix.
Grand Prix. Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect fit. B, Grand Prix. Yeah. Smith Mora. I'll probably get out of B too, because there's some lines that, boy, you get in trouble. You take the pawn and they run, and that's it. You got nothing. But there are a lot of times where you get swindled.
In my mind, it depends on who's playing as white, right? You know, if you want to throw like Mark Esserman in there, probably he's going to put it S tier.
Yeah.
And then, I'd probably throw it in B myself. Yeah.
I'll throw it in B. Close Sicilian. That's probably with white, I assume.
Probably another B in my mind.
Yeah, B. Correct. I like it.
Like, it's not great. It's not bad.
ROSSOLIMO, that is an A. I think.
That's us, right? That's just the straight up best way to play against knight C6. No, I mean I know you're working on some stuff.
I am working on an anti ROSSOLIMO right now, in fact, with my buddy Logazar. Gus Logazar. Shout out to Logazar. We do have a course out right now, Hitman Sicilian. Get that on CHESSABLE. And it's going to be, you know, our companion course will be against ROSSOLIMO, which is annoying. Okay, so the Boulder attack, that one's pretty good. I'll give it a B though, but that one's annoying. That's like, no matter what, I think bishops. It's like bishop C4 Sicilians. Like, how do they do it? Is it like?
Oh, is this the like the beginner Sicilian that they play? But then it's like actually like decent to play if white knows what they're doing, kind of.
It is exactly, but it didn't come up. But yeah, it didn't come up in my way. But yeah, it's just like you just play like an Italian game. You know, you just put the E4, E5, or E4, knight F3, and bishop C4. But I forgot what the move order is. It's got to be against like D6. E6, bishop C4 doesn't make any sense. I don't know It doesn't. It just says Sicilian defense. I can't get it to say Boulder. I don't know what the move order is for that. But I thought it was like an A though.
I think you're right. But yeah, I'll just double check.
Boulder, yeah.
Attack. Oh, it's just bishop c4 on move number 2. It's not even on 3 yet.
Interesting. Oh, right here. Okay, yeah. Bishop c4 comes up. Boulder attack. Just so I develop a bishop c4. And this one is annoying because, like, before I knew what a Sicilian was, I actually played the Boulder attack. Oh, Smith-Morra higher than modern. Oh, yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. Smith-Morra, there's some nasty Smith-Morra wins. In fact, I don't know if you have, what's the book? Mark Esserman's book, but Mayhem in the Morra. Juicy Jack.
Mayhem in the Morra.
Mayhem in the Morra. Probably the greatest book ever on the Smith-Morra. The modern, you can get crushed a lot faster, I think, than Smith-Morra. Because you don't give it the center. You're just kind of giving up a pawn for play with Smith-Morra. Modern, you are giving up the entire center. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. This one, Wing Gambit.
Boulder, I'm putting Boulder at C on my side.
Oh, C? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put it there too.
Wing Gambit, that's B4 on move 2 after Sicilian?
B4. I'll put it with it's a C as well. I mean, I looked at both sides of that. Black, I was uncomfortable sometimes, but then I figured it out. With white, you can score some big wins, but as soon as black figures it out, it's like, nothing.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Wing Gambit.
Classical
Pierce, aka Perk. Where did we put the other Perk? Exactly. I was like, I'm going to put that as C, buddy. Austrian attack.
I'm put in the same one as the other Perk.
Austrian attack. I think that's
4 pawns or 3 pawns or something.
I think it's the 3 pawns. I'm just checking.
I think it's F4.
Wait,
for knight c3 first, g6, then f4 or something like that.
Oh yeah, and then f4. Yeah, Austria. Yeah. This is strong. This is a very good one.
This is good.
Give it an A.
I feel like A. Yeah, A is good.
150 attack. That is bishop e3 or something instead of f4.
Yeah, I think it's bishop e3, queen d2 or something like that.
It doesn't come up as that. F3.
I don't know if you throw it f3 first or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Wesley recommends this in his encyclopedia, basically, Chessable course. He recommends 150.
The move order specifically is like e4, d6, d4, knight f6, knight c3, g6, bishop e3, c6, queen d2.
Oh, and it comes at 150. Okay. Oh wow! I just learned something. I thought it was just queen d2 regardless. So, it's after c6. Yeah, we learned something here too. Chat, look at that. That's nice. So 150 attack is c6, queen d2. Okay, interesting.
That's got to be like A.
Yeah, yes, it's definitely sharp. I like it for A. Definitely sharp. 4 knights. That's a Sicilian. That's probably A actually. It's a very good Sicilian, but it's not a very super popular Sicilian.
Yeah, it's rather boring in my opinion, but it's super solid. So I mean, like A, it seems totally fair. Yeah.
Yeah, like that exchange Slav. I would give that an H, maybe B actually. It's very good though for white. People using it for even if I win. Black is very annoyed with exchange Slavs. What you think?
Yeah, I think exchange Slavs. What did you say? A?
I'll put it at B. Put it
B.
I mean, it could be A.
Probably
B.
I think B's fine. Yeah.
Moran, that's with white. I forgot. Is that like a queen c2 thing or something? I know that's.
I think it's the queen c2 stuff. I think
that's a semi-slav or something.
Yeah, I think it's queen c2, or I don't know if it's queen c2 or like bishop d3 first, or it's one of those.
Let me check.
Knight f6, knight f3, e6, e3.
E3.
I think it might just be the whole e3 thing.
Like,
I don't know if it matters. Knight b7 and.
Say Stoltz. Moran? No. Bishop e2? Whatever. It's one of these lines.
something like that. Yeah.
A, B, what you think? It's a hard one, actually. I don't know where to put that.
I think from White's perspective, it's probably A.
White's perspective, okay. I'll put it there. I'm not too familiar
I've
with them.
played the semi-slav a bunch as Black, and it's one of the more, I don't know, one of the more annoying lines.
Yeah, I know there's a Moran and anti-Moran, but like I always get them mixed up. Bishop G5 Slav. Thanks for the raid there. What?
G5, that's just like after C6, E6, D, D5, C6, E6, Knight F6. That's just Bishop G5 without the whole E3 thing.
Oh, here.
I think it's Bishop G5 there. Yeah.
Anti-Moran Gambit is what it says too. It's like Cambridge Springs type territory.
Black can go Cambridge Springs with like Knight D7,
BC4,
Knight BD7 here,
stuff,
but there's lots of like H6, then take C4, the Botvinnik systems in here with like take C4, B5 and craziness.
Oh yeah, that Botvinnik, yeah.
This is supposed to probably be like objectively the best way for White to play, but I don't know if I would say it's the most practical because there's just a lot of craziness that can be had. So I don't know. I'd probably say, I mean, it's S or A for sure. It's not B.
Okay, we'll go A.
I don't know.
Go A.
Probably A. Yeah.
Go A. I'm putting Queen C2 Nimzo probably there too as well. That's played a lot.
Yeah, Queen C2 Nimzo and E3 Nimzo are the next two, and that's like you could easily
top
put
tiers.
either in S or A.
Or A, exactly. Exactly. We've been loading up S. I'm throwing some in A. I'm just throwing there. Leningrad Nimzo. Oh, that's I don't know that one. I'm thinking about the Kasparov Nimzo. Leningrad is Bishop G5.
It's the Bishop G5 stuff, yeah.
Which is annoying. Maybe B? Maybe A. Like, I don't actually know.
Low A, high B, something like that.
Or B plus, something like that.
Yeah.
F3 Nimzo. That's a cool one. I like that one, actually. I'm going to throw it in A. F3 Nimzo? Like, I've seen some great... I mean, man, that stuff gets crazy. That theory with, like, the B5 stuff? Bro, that is insane. Like, this one?
Yeah, I've played that in one of those like I Am Norm events and won a nice game as Black.
B5
with the B5 stuff.
Yeah, that's some cool stuff.
This is like Binko territory. It's right up my alley.
Oh yeah, you got the Benko course, which is fire by the way, chat. Yeah, definitely get his chessable course on Benko. Same-ish Nimzo. Same. Oh, that's F3. Same stuff. Same-ish Nimzo.
Yeah, same-ish Nimzo. Is that not the same exact thing? Or am I
right, I was thinking that. Right. F3 Nimzo
I know
is the same.
Indian is F3.
Put it at A. I think it's the same thing.
Indian is same-ish Nimzo? I've never heard it described that way.
Classical King's Indian. I'm gonna give that S tier, both sides.
Oh, same-ish is A3.
Oh, same-ish is A3. Yeah, I just mixed that up with the King's Indian. Right. A3. Yeah, this is still A. It's nice. That same-ish is good.
That's also good too.
It's definitely very good. Yeah, I won some games with Black with that. Yeah. Still A for me.
All right, now you're gonna have to lead the charge on these next ones with all the King's Indian.
All right, you know what I'm saying? Stretch King's Indian in the chat, just like that. All right, I see it. Classical King's Indian is the S tier, 100%. You got the Mar Plata variations, which is crazy, guys. Classical King's Indian, Knight D4, Knight F6, C4, G6, Knight C3, D. Yep. Knight F3, castles, Bishop E2, and then E5. So you obviously have DE, you have D5, you have castles. Castles, Knight C6 goes very classical. And then D5, Knight E7, Knight E1, Knight D7, F3, F5, Bishop E3, F4, Bishop E2. Okay, but this is Mar Plata. This is King's Indian. This is fun stuff. You also have Gligoric, however you say his last name. A lot of stuff. Yeah, Gligoric, right? It happens from these classical variations. That's S tier, and it's very fun to play from both sides. For Trojan KID, that one is the early Bishop G5.
The Bishop G5 line or something?
Yeah, it's like Castle Knight C6, or I think it's D5. It's like D5 early. Maybe that's after E5. D5, yeah. E5, D5 after E5 is Petrosian. That's good too. I mean, I have to put that at A though. than an A. Because black, if we're looking at it from white's point of view, black can get some very good games with that. Classical, I mean, both sides, but it's just played more. I think Petrosian could be an A. It could easily be S2 though. Put an A though.
Mm-hmm.
King's Gambit.
Kind of throw that one in there in the middle of all the King's Indian defense stuff.
Where? King's Gambit?
I mean, in the list at the bottom, it's like King's Indian. King's
I see it. Yeah. So throw it at the bottom. Okay. Auerbach. Oh, that one's nice. I'll put it at S tier for white because black needs to know what they're doing. Like, that is one that is underrated. It starts as like, regular King's Indian and then E6. Knight at 3, I think after castle. No, it's actually after castles. No, it's like bishop E2, castle, bishop G5. Yeah, there it is. I was just looking at this today, actually. But this is a weird variation because they don't even develop the knight to F3. They go bishop E2, then bishop G5. These variations are scary.
Oh, I've played this as white in some games online because I mean the whole idea is to stop E5.
E5,
right?
exactly.
E5
you just get cooked.
Material
get cooked, guys. Just show you guys, do not play E5 in these situations. You get cooked immediately. So you have to go C5.
Yeah, so black's supposed to play C5, right?
Yeah, you have to go C5.
And then you play almost like a Bononi kind of thing with the bishop on G5, which is like a little bit awkward.
Yeah, you actually go E6 in these lines. And then takes here. There's E5, there's bishop takes, queen A5, hit the bishop. I think, what is the line here? B4, or is it?
Like B4, queen A3, I think is a move or something. I remember looking at this from white's perspective.
Oh, no, it's queen A6, actually, and then rook C1.
Did I 6? Oh, okay.
7, bishop move, something like this. Rook D8, I think. Oops. Rook D8, but this line is crazy. Like, Auerbach is a fun one, but I think it's more fun for white, because black needs to know what to do. And then black will be okay, but Auerbach is a tricky one. Makaganov, that's the early H3. I'm gonna give that an A1. That's D4 here, D6, knight F3.
Stuff, I think?
Yeah, I think that's here, H3. Or it might be H3 before knight F3. It's one or the other. Let me see. Here's this one. So this one's H3 before knight F3, and there's knight F3, then H3. Like, always something crazy. Here you go castles, and then it can transpose, right? E5, D5, knight A6. You go knight C5 ideas, C6, A5. This is the ideas, the usual stuff. Oh, and if bishop E3 happens, you go knight H5. Now it's a transposition into some type of, man, it's like transposition. Like, you think the King's Indian doesn't have a lot of theory, but in fact, it is a lot of theory to the King's Indian defense. It's loaded, correct. So, Finchetto KID, that one for both sides is S tier. King's Indian there. Finchetto King's Indian, from the black standpoint, is a super annoying opening. So you need to know what you're doing. In fact,
you don't get the same attacking style stuff.
Right.
This is the big difference, I think.
Yeah, you actually even sometimes can transpose if you have the Grunfeld in your repertoire into something, bishop 2. Instead of going D6, you can go D5. Right, and now you're playing a Grunfeld. Which I have experience with both, but you have the D6 castles, and then you got knight C6, which I have a lot of games in. You have A6, and you have knight D7. You also have C6, which a lot of high level games in this one. Fabi used this in the U.S. Championship to win, actually, against I think Jeffrey Zhang at some point. I saw that game, but this 94 type thing, you have this. You also have knight C6, you have A6, and you have the knight BD7. I just won a game last year. End of year, knight BG7, rook E8, E5 takes. You have this way, and this is the old Catronius way of playing. This is King's Indian. That's nice. You got classical Bononi.
Isn't every King's Indian fianchetto? It's referring to white fianchettoing the bishop, though, not black fianchettoing the bishop.
Very good question. 88, 80, HD. Yeah, it's here. It's they're talking about white fianchettoing the bishop, as opposed to us over here. Good question. So. Classical Bononi. What is that? What's that move order? D4, knight F6, C4, C5?
Yeah, it's D5, E6. I'm assuming that's the move order.
It says modern Bononi. Yeah, modern Bononi. And then what's the knight C3 or something? Take.
D6, G6, something like
D6, that. I don't know the theory all the way. Something like this. Something like this, boys and girls. Yeah, G6, and then you can cut out a bishop on the long diagonal.
I'd probably say it's more like if we're comparing it to other things in the B tier, I'd probably say it's closer to C tier in my opinion.
Yeah, I like that.
Well,
I like that.
I think it's
Probably
good
a
if you're
high
like
C
a
though.
higher rated player playing a lower rated player.
Right.
But if you're equally matched, I'd probably think it's a little bit sketchy.
I believe that. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Bononi crushes from both sides. Knights Tour Bononi. I've never heard of this. It's like they made that up.
I don't know what that is.
Knights. You know, we're gonna put that in C. It's the same thing. What is it though?
Oh wait, hold on. I don't know. I've never heard it called that way, but I would imagine it's the like knight f3, knight d2, knight c4, just very early in the game. Like you play knight d2 before.
Maybe it's for it's for white.
I guess that's more of a white thing.
So I mean, maybe A there. So maybe A. Okay. Bishop f4 Bononi? Yeah, because the bishop f4 Bononi is right after. Right. D4, knight f6, c4. Oh, let me just show this. Okay, d4, knight f6, c4, c5, oh, c4. Okay, there we go. c4, c5, d5. Wow. d5, e6, knight c3, take.
Yeah, like take,
d6, knight f3,
probably knight f3.
g6. Oh, and knight's tour. Interesting, bro. They call it knight's tour. That's insane. It's labeled Knight's Tour. What? Never seen that before. Never seen that. Bishop f4
Bononi. I played that as white a bunch of times against the Bononi, but I never knew that was the name of it.
Yeah, like Knight's Tour. What? Who comes up with it? Bishop f4 Bononi. That's a classical one, I think. That's like
yeah, from white's perspective, it's got to be like a
somewhere in here. Yeah, like just playing it immediately. Because I think you even have to go like an early a6 where black needs to know early a6 to stop knight b5 because bishop g7, like, you know, that's when you got to know some move orders there.
I think in that variation you don't always play e4 either. You play like e3 instead of
e4, for some reason. I don't know. Maybe like queen a5 or
white has less. Black has less counterplay on white center because there's no pawn on e4.
I remember that.
So it's a little trickier for black to get the normal play they're used to.
Finchetto Bononi, I'm actually going to put that at an A for both sides. Finchetto Bononi, that's they say you play the Bononi against the Finchetto variation. So they actually is, or saying, you know, or it actually is very good to play the Bononi actually against the Finchetto variation. That's what they say. I think that's like G6, G3 or something. Like this one scores well for black, but also white has some good chances too.
Yeah, I think the main way you reach this, like move order wise, if you're wanting to go against the Finchetto Bononi specifically, I think it's like e4, knight f6, c4, e6, and then if they go Catalan like g3 here,
then you go like c5. Yeah, right. Now you get a very good version. Which oh yeah, Bach covers this. In fact, Benjamin Bach has this in his course. Well, he recommends going for this instead of going b6, bishop b7, which is his main course, Nimzo and Queens. And then you have a good version of the Bononi. I think it's A, though. Both sides, this is always good. Always good here. Queen's Indian defense, main line. Cool, I'll give that an A. It's pretty good. Not bad. I've never lost OTB with it, but I also haven't won either. I haven't won. But
I mean, it's been less popular nowadays, I think, than it used to be. Like, I remember a bunch of, like, back when Kasparov was playing, like, everybody was playing the Queen's Indian. But I feel like nowadays it's not as seen, you could say. But it seems to be good. I don't think it's, like, a bad opening or anything, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad either. Yeah, it's you know, it's just not, it's not as fighting as you would want it to be for Black's standpoint. But it's, you know, solid, and you still have chances. That's what people want a lot. So, Petrosian system, Queen's Indian. I think that's A3. Stopping C46.
The spelling on this one is funny in the tier thing. The way they spell Petrosian on accident.
Oh, let me see what they got. Petrosian or Petrosian, like Patron. Petrosian. That's funny. That's funny. Petrosian, Queen's Indian defense. That one is a classical one. I'll put it at A. Classical. Yeah, Queen's Indian itself. A. Give it an A. Gotta fill up my B.
With Queen's Indian and Queen's Indian defense main line. I mean, is that not the same exact thing?
That, you know what? I didn't ask any questions. That seems exactly the same to me. So
Sounds the same to me.
Looks the same. I'm gonna put it in the same spot. Bishop's opening. I'm thinking a B or C there. That's a what is that?
Bishop C4 on move 2 against after E5.
Exactly. It's tricky, right? E4, E5, Bishop C4.
I think the main point with Bishop C4, you're avoiding the Petrov, I think, is what this is supposed to be doing.
Oh, yeah.
Because now you play D3 after knight f6, and then you can try to transpose into some
Viennas or
more
like
normal kind of Italian games.
Italians. Yeah.
Or these like F4 lines, which are interesting.
It's very fun. You just kind of throw them off. I've seen some games that Ferrugia likes Bishop's opening a little bit. Just mix it up. I'll give it a B, actually.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
B. Nimzo? Oh, yeah, that's top tier.
That's just us, for sure.
You already know that. Slav, I would give a B opening for me. Slav. That is D4, D5.
I would probably
C4.
say the Slav itself is B, but if you can get the Slav, how do I put it? Whenever I've played the Slav, the most annoying thing is that people play the exchange Slav, quite honestly.
Yeah, that's here.
Because the Slav, I think the Slav is super fun if people don't go for the exchange.
Right.
But if you get the exchange, like if you do that specific move order of D5, C6, and they go for the exchange, it just becomes very unfun, in my opinion.
I agree.
But the Slav itself is I think, fun if you somehow get it through a different move order, or if somehow they don't go for the exchange or something like that.
I
I'd
agree.
say like A or B, somewhere in there.
I agree. Yeah, put it at B for me. Feeling that might be a little bit. QGD, Queen's Gambit Decline. You already know where that's going. S tier.
Yes. I mean, no
King's Indian. It doesn't matter. Attack, defense, offense. Doesn't matter. King's Indian, S tier for me.
Yeah, it's picked up more recently at high level too, which is pretty cool to see, because there was always all those super crazy games back in like the Kasparov days and stuff, but then it kind of I don't know, it became less popular, and I think it's having a bit of a resurgence, which is cool.
What you mean, King's Indian attack or defense?
The defense.
You know, I actually saw today.
Sorry, this just said King's Indian.
Yeah.
No, what's this referring to?
I actually was just saying that's why I was saying attack, defense, offense didn't matter. I just put it in S tier.
I see.
No, but
I like it. I like the attack and the defense. Yeah, I think S tier on both.
Same. I saw it today in a European club thing or whatever, the European tournament, but I forgot what they call it. I don't know if it's Club Cup, but whatever it is, a European tournament going on. All the players are playing, but a lot of strong players, and I saw I counted 12 Kings Indians or something, and all of them scored well. I was hyped. I was like, oh, let's go. You know, all of them scored well today in the Kings Indians. So, you know, good to see. Queen's Gambit accepted is for me, I mean, it's a good opening. I actually studied it. I'm not gonna lie, I'll give it A. I've actually looked at some lines for black. It was really good. It was I don't really want to play this, but it was very good. I'm not gonna lie, the information was very good.
I remember studying it at one point, and it was like, I would love it if everybody played E4 after I take the pawn, because I thought those lines were super fun. And then if they played knight F3 and E3, then those lines are kind of more on the boring side.
Boring, yeah. Trade everything off, draw. Okay, cool. Shake hands, right? But it was very good.
They take C5, the queens get traded. Yeah, it's not the most exciting in the world, but it's super solid. I mean, it's very, very solid for sure. Yeah, A tier for sure.
Chigorin, I'm gonna give a C there. Oh, we already did that, so it's just kind of copied. That's crazy, because I was I'll give it a C, and it's funny because we see it a second time and you scored the same. It's a C. Chigorin, so let's see, right?
It
didn't change. Budapest, I'm gonna give I haven't filled up D too much, so I'm gonna give it a D. Budapest isn't scoring; it's just not scoring, boys and girls. So you can get some fun games.
Budapest in my mind is even if you get the pawn back on E5,
you still worse, bro.
Out in space, and you're still not super happy.
It's gross. Exactly, I remember that. One of my first courses on Chessable was the Budapest. Shout out to the Budapest Gambit. And I think it was actually Camille. Shout out to my boy Camille. I'll be hitting him up on Facebook.
As well.
Yeah, I'll be talking to him on Facebook. So, Yeah, that one was.
If you get the fun like A5,
yeah.
Rook A6, Rook H6 stuff, then
Right.
then those lines are
It's
fun.
fun.
But
Yeah.
everything else kind of feels, pretty much like not super crazy about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan anymore. England Gambit, I'm going to put the same. Even though chat says Ben Fine goes England Gambit is S tier or A.
England Gambit, that's D4 E5.
Yeah, that's here, guys. Now, of course, it's very fun, but where's the F tier, right? D4 E5, England Gambit. Ugh. You know, there's some fun stuff to it, but when white knows what they're doing, it's a wrap.
Right.
It's a wrap.
That's the whole issue. If white knows what they're doing, it's very unfun. But if white doesn't know what they're doing, then it can be very fun, actually.
Banco Gambit, I'm gonna give it A. And the only reason I didn't give it S tier is because in the lines where I'm still down the pawn and I get the queen, I get the queen side compensation, it's just a draw, and I'm annoyed because like it's a freaking draw at the highest level. And here's the Banco Gambit, and you know Dalton here has an excellent course on this opening right here. This is a very fun opening, going B5. This is so much fun, but the line that really annoys me is the one where we trade queens at some point, and like it's just I'm getting a pawn back. It's like a draw.
Yeah, I would actually, as much as I love the opening, I'd probably put it in A instead of S as well, because there are plenty of lines where, like you just said, you can get the pawn back. Depending on the circumstance, white can give the pawn back, and especially it can sometimes do like A3, B4, and just like you win the B4 pawn, and then you're just kind of you're equal, but it's just there's nothing else going on at that point.
Yeah.
Another one.
Now I will say at the same time, I think the Banco Gambit is fantastic if they don't take the pawn, or if they, how do I put it? If I could play the Banco Gambit and my opponent would not take the pawn on B5, I think I'd play it like every game. I played it against Grandmasters, and like I think I played it against Elshan Moradiabadi, I think is how you say his name.
Yeah.
Back in the Washington Congress a couple years ago, and he didn't take on B5, and like it was like -1 after like 12 moves or something. It was like a great position for black, like very, very quickly. And yeah, if they take the pawn, that's definitely the best way for white to play, and then it's probably A tier. If they don't take the pawn, I think it's like S tier for sure. But the problem is at the higher level, they'll take the pawn.
They'll take the pawn, like then you have to give it back, and then you're trying to win, and like it's just a draw. So annoying. It's very annoying, but I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of the Banco. Rogozin, I think that is definitely up there. That's S tier. That's like a Nimzo.
Right, yeah. That's like A or S for sure. Probably S.
That's a D4, knight f6.
Ways to play against the Queen's Gambit.
C4, E6, knight f3, D5, knight C3, bishop B4. That's what they call the Rogozin. Fan of Gukesh. Actually likes to play Rogozin. Ponziani. That one I'll give a C. Ugh.
Yeah. That's E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, C3, I think.
There's a lot of tricks, though. Yeah, E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, C3. Ponziani. Rosen likes this opening.
Levy gave it in his chessable course.
Who did?
He plays it a fair amount. Levy Rosman.
Oh, Levy, yeah. He has a alternative, correct. Ponziani is amazing.
Like that, yeah.
Vienna QGD, I think that one's probably a B. It's very good though. Very good. I have
that's the D takes C4 one, right? Yeah, correct. That's probably B.
Yeah, it's like a B. C4.
That one can get kind of sketchy if you're not careful as black.
Oh, correct. You take here and then you go A6, B5 is the idea. Stuff like that. Give it a B. We have
that one can be very interesting if you go for it. Kind of depends on if you go for the bishop B4 lines or if you go for the B5 lines, because the B5 lines I think are really interesting. The bishop B4 lines feel like you might win a pawn, but you're like just being attacked the whole game, and
and white gets the center, which I didn't like too much. I don't like that.
Right.
I didn't like that. Here's the chart right here, Daniel, if you want to check it out too as well in your own. So Tarrasch QGD, I don't remember what that is. I forgot. How do you get there? D4, D5?
Just the normal Tarrasch, like D4, D5, C4, E6, knight C3, C5. Like I don't know if it's knight F3 or knight C3, but you just play C5
Yeah, it's just play c5. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah. Taraj, I'll give it a B.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good if I forget if it's against knight c3 or knight f3. There's one of the two knight moves it's better against. The other one it's not supposed to be great. I forget as well. What did you say? B on it?
Yeah, I put it on a B because I know even Jordan Van Voorhees has a great course on Chessable.
He's got the course on Chessable.
And
yeah.
I checked it, but I'm never a fan. And I go deep into the theory. Like I'm always looking at all the files as far as I can. Oh, when I get this position type thing. Because, we playing for Norm, playing big dogs, stuff like that, too. So, I want to be able to play it. But the annoying part is I remember I stopped looking at the course when I found one line that I was, okay, you have conversation trying to get the pawn back type thing. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to fight and, try to get the pawn back and, be equal down pawn, So that was annoying. But other than that, I think it was a very, very good course. I'm not gonna lie, it was good, but I needed something else for me to rise. Semi-Taraj, I'm gonna put that boy at a D. I'm not even gonna lie. For me, it's 100% a D, 1000%, guys. I'll show you what that is. Semi-Taraj here. Now, of course, it's a
for me, it's like A because I've also played it a bunch and I've done pretty good with it. So.
Yeah, oh, man, it's such a good opening, guys. I'm not gonna lie. How do we get there again? What's the move order? Knight
f3, d5, knight c3, c5.
Oh, c5, correct. And the one that I think is take e4.
Yeah, this is the game. This is the one that Ganguly has in Chessable.
Bro, this one. Listen, okay, guys. I'm not gonna lie. You probably won't lose no games ever in this line, but you won't win none either. Okay, so this is so boring, man. And then I think you go b6 or castle now, and then b6.
And you castle and then b6, and d7.
And it's so easy. Okay, but you're not winning no games. And even in his course, which is a very good course, by the way, Ganguly, I think, has one of the best Nimzo courses I've ever seen. Also, his part 2 is awesome as well. His Semi-Taraj is amazing. He covers it so good, bro. I'm like it's really literally his part 1 and 2 are one of the greatest courses on Chessable. But I went through the reference games, which is awesome. That chapter was great. He had 100 games in there. But I remember counting, and I was like, yo, I'm 20 games in, and I still haven't found a win. I was like, listen, it's not doing no justice right now. Draw, loss. Draw, loss. Draw, loss. I was like, yo, can you win with this opening? Is there a win possible, right? So it was for me discouraging, but to show if you're looking for super solid and a draw's fine, it's easy to play. It's very easy. And for me, I give it a D.
Yeah, so I'm going to give it an A on my side. I think it's super good if you do probably play it in the right situation, I would imagine. If you're playing against a high rated player who has to beat you, then it's probably a good opening because they're going to try to do some. Going to try too hard maybe and then mess it up, and it's a pretty good counter attacking. You kind of wait for the guy to do something and then you're in good shape after. But I do agree, if you're trying to win the game, you're playing somebody lower rated especially,
it's not happening. It's not happening, bro. Semi-Slav, I'll give that what you
I will say real quick at the same time, for the Semi-Taraj, if you're going to go for a draw anyways, then you might as well play the variation where if you back up a little earlier, instead of playing knight takes d5, there's the pawn takes d4 line, which is supposed to the pawn takes d4.
Yeah, this is spicy.
Supposed to just be
a draw.
This is supposed to be more of a straightforward draw. It's queen takes, pawn takes d5, not with the knight, with the pawn, and then you either play a IQP position as black, which is fine because you'll get knight c6 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or if white plays e4, e4 is the way that white's.
It's like a reverse elephant.
Computer recommends e4. I'm trying to think. It's e4. You take the pawn on e4 as well.
Oh, you take, okay.
And then queen takes d8, king takes d8, knight g5, bishop e6, and this is.
I've seen it. It's like the high level draw.
It's like the high level draw thing.
I've seen this. I forgot the rest though.
It's so what I'm getting at is if you're wanting to play for a draw, you might as well play this way as black instead of the whole
the bishop b4, b6. Yeah.
And play that thing.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I can just never play that opening. Like, that's so crazy to me that this even exists. Like the Berlin, like it's crazy.
Yeah, I think, like you said, Ganguly's Nimzo Indian course is like absolutely fantastic, and I kind of wish he had paired it with a different thing than the semi-tirage.
Same, absolutely. Because I had to find something else. I ain't gonna lie. So semi-slav's up next. I put that at an A. I actually tried it from the black side. I had some good results online. It was pretty good though. I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty good.
I've played that a bunch and had like very good results with it. So for me, I'm probably throwing that in an S.
Yeah, semi-slav was good. Tartar QGD. I just learned about this actually. I'm actually gonna give it an A. I just learned about it. I'm still learning about it.
The B6 stuff.
Yeah, that's like it's more like B6 C5 quickly, real fast. Like they get B6 C5 in, and what's his name, Lars Scandalf, who has the new Caracan. Right, he recommends this. Yeah, he recommends Tartar Cower. Mm-hmm. I think also Vigorito as well on Chessable recommends Tartar Cower.
I think you're right.
Which is really good. It's just a nice opening. I'm not gonna lie. It plays like it's not like the QGD where it's really draw like you actually really have some legit chances of fighting for a lot. Here. Hey, just got here. Who's Canty speaking with? What up? This is FM Maddie D Perrine, Dalton Perrine here, who we're doing the tier list with. Doing the tier list. What's up, Jada? It's good. Okay, what's up next? We got Lasker QGD. I don't remember.
Is that the 90? I think that's like 94 early.
Oh, it is. Yeah, what's his name recommends that one? Pepe.
That's Pepe, yeah.
Pepe recommends.
I don't know anything about that, honestly. I know that I play 94 if they've already committed to like knight F3 and stuff like that, but I don't know about playing it in other situations. But I got it like almost anything Queen's Gambit declined is like an A.
An A, exactly. Anything. Yeah. Baltic. Oh, is that like bishop f5 early? D4, D5, bishop f5, I think that's what it is. D4, D5, knight f3, bishop
D4,
f5.
D5, I think it's C4, then bishop f5.
Oh, C4, bishop f5. Yeah, Baltic. Whoa, that's crazy. I don't know what this is. All right. That's crazy. Yeah, bishop f5.
Probably putting D tier on it. Because white just takes on D5. I know there's like bishop takes B1 lines or something.
Oh, is that the move? Let me actually check. Yeah, bishop takes B1 is the best move.
I think it's one of the moves.
That's a strange one. Takes, and then
but you're already. I mean, you're down on space. You're down the bishop pair. You get some counterplay on the center, but it just. I think if white knows what they're doing, it's just not so fun for black.
It's definitely something different. Not familiar with that one. Baltic. I'll put it like a C. Maybe even a D. I ain't gonna lie. I don't really know about that one. I'm gonna put it as D. Albin counter gambit. That is.
That's C5 after C4.
Oh, D4, D5, C4, E5. Yeah.
Right.
This is fun. I ain't gonna lie.
E5
it's tricky. It's like a C.
Yeah. I think C's fair on that one. Yeah.
French. Ooh, man. I don't know, man. I'm gonna give it a C, bro. I'm gonna give it a C.
Oh man.
From black standpoint.
You play the French sometimes.
I have. I'm just done with it, man. I'm just done with the French. I've had my time with the French. It's with the black pieces, bro. French, you're just getting crushed. You're gonna get crushed. Or, you're gonna you can squeeze them. It's possible. I've lost the French game on TV, but I was also pushing.
I've got the French course. I'm giving it an A.
Yeah, you got the French course. Yeah, you can't even. That's not even a question. Yeah, you're going to have to put that boy at the A. Carol Khan, I'm not going to lie. I'll give it an A. I have, dabbled with some Carol Khan. I've checked the files. I got all the courses on it now. I'm like, I could play Carol Khan today, like anytime, So I looked at it and I'm like, okay, cool. And it's not, I get the bishop out. Like, it's not a French, right?
Yeah, I'm giving an S for the Caracan. I've played it against all levels of players over the past years and good results, generally speaking.
You're right. Let's put it at S. Caracan. Very strong Danish gambit. That's, shoot. I don't remember that. E4. Oh, we just kind of covered that. E4, E5, D4 takes C3? Yes.
I think it's this one, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like this is good if black doesn't know what they're doing, but if black knows what they're doing, black's probably just in good shape. So it's gotta be like C or D in my
Where
book.
did I put it?
Probably.
Danish.
I think if you're like a lower rated player,
Oh,
I think it's probably really good, quite honestly.
Yeah.
But if you're playing people who kind of know what they're doing, then it goes down in the tier list for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I like it at a C then. Definitely. Classical Sicilian. I'll give that I gotta give it an S. All Sicilians for me. Okay, maybe not all. Dragon, I'm actually gonna move down to A.
I think, yeah, I was gonna say, if I'm giving classical an S, Dragon's getting an A, probably.
Yeah, we'll give it an A.
The Dragon, you could kind of maybe
B
Dragon's
for Dragon.
kind of the same thing. Where like if the opponent knows what they're doing, you're
done, bro. You're getting cooked.
I think a lot of Dragon stuff is just like super theory.
Yeah, you're getting cooked. You get in trouble for sure. You get in trouble. So
Najdorf's S though.
Yeah, Najdorf's S, 100%. Accelerated Dragon, I have to get that boy a B now. Even being an Accelerated Dragon player, it's because of the Moxie bind.
You play it.
That's it. The bind is the only thing that, just sucks the life out of Accelerated Dragon. I've tried every single line you can think of in the Accelerated Dragon. I have every course, every piece of material on the Accelerated Dragon, and Moxie bind is still the most annoying thing ever on Earth. So we're gonna put that boy at a B because you just can't break the bind. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. And the Roxy bind, and I'm just tired of doing that. So, but I know the lines in and out. I beat Jocelyn on with the accelerated, but he didn't play Roxy bind. He just played some other line where if we're not getting Roxy bind, I would play accelerated every single time. But it's that
it's the same thing for the Binko. Like I said, like if they don't take the pawn, I'll play Binko every game. If they don't play the Maroxy bind, you probably
play accelerated. I would have never switched, but yeah, Maroxy bind's annoying. So we're gonna put that boy to B. Sveshnikov. Oh, that's the top tier. They use that at World Championship.
Gotta be S on Sveshnikov.
Top tier. This one, Kalashnikov, I would put at a B. That's like early E5.
B. It's the E5 before knight F6 and knight C3. Yeah.
Knight F3.
I think that the reason that one is less good. Yeah, here D4 take E5.
Okay.
I think the reason this one's supposed to be less good is because I want to say like white can play an early C4 and just get
like
more control on D5.
Roxy bind type.
Man, I think that's the reason Kalashnikov is supposed to be below Sveshnikov, generally speaking.
That's crazy. When you're done, can you hover over S tier so we can take phone pick? Yeah, for sure. I'll hide our cameras and then you guys can see it one good time before we close out. All right, 4 knights Sicilian. That is B for me. I just don't know.
I give that an S. I played that a ton.
You do? Okay. Yeah, I don't know too much theory, so I'm gonna just put it B. But 4 knights, okay. Con Sicilian, that one is, I'm gonna give it a C. I ain't gonna lie. The files fire. I ain't gonna lie. Like reading the files and looking at it on trainables and seeing it. Oh, great.
Are you talking about the
Cons one, Lifetime? Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a great course. Yeah. Oh man, it's awesome. But the problem is, there was one line in there. There was a queen sack line, and then when you put it on the engine, it's better for white. But you have to first off get there. Secondly, it just was not scoring well. It just was not, and it still is not scoring very well. So I was like, I'll probably stay away from this. Even one of my best games with white was against this opening. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be here. So I'm gonna put that at a C. But Con Sicilian can have some good stuff too.
Yeah, I looked through that course too, and I was like trying to get into it, and then for whatever reason, the stuff was just weird. Like it looks good when you're going through it, and then I start playing it in games, and I'm like, oh no.
I'm like, why did I do this? Right? Why did I even study this? Yeah. Coming off, I'm gonna give S tier. That's actually a very powerful opening. It was slept on for me. It was a sleeper opening. Time was very good. It's very flexible. It's the most flexible Sicilian you can play. Dirty Harry Sicilian, I gotta put that boy at S tier. For me personally, I have a course on it. He drew Hikaru. Anything that you draw Hikaru with, I don't care what it is, you gotta remember that for the rest of your life. And mine is on YouTube, in fact. So you can actually Google it. Canty versus Hikaru on YouTube. I drew him. with Dirty Harry Sicilian, and I got a course on Chessable that just dropped. So Dirty Harry Sicilian, S tier for me, 100%. 100%. Scotch Gambit, that's an S tier as well. Scotch Gambino, 100%. Love it. And last one, the King's Gambino. King's Gambit. What you think about that one?
I think it's another one of those openings where it's like, if black knows what they're doing, white can get some shaky stuff. If black doesn't know what they're doing, then white can crush you. I'd probably say like high B, low C.
Yeah, I'd give it a B. Same. I was giving it a B. Chat has some, actually, says Kali and also Petrov. That's crazy because we didn't see either one of those. They just didn't put them in there. True. Kali or Petrov. No, but Petrov I would put it S. Yeah, Petrov, I mean, exactly.
Objectively, it's S, but if you play it, you're just trying to get a draw. I mean, is generally what you're going for. So.
Yeah, Petrov, and then Kali, I would put it like an A. Oh, like maybe a B, high B.
Yeah, like A, B, somewhere in
maybe, there. Yeah, high B. All right, so now, guys, let me turn off my camera and his camera. So you guys, where is my? Here we go. Okay. Perfect. So now you can't see us, but you can see the tier list here. If you want to take a picture of it or whatever you want to do, you can do that now. Sorry, let me scroll down. Okay. Here we go. Here's the tier list. I'll scroll up. There you go. We have it. Here's your tiers. Enjoy, chat. Enjoy. Can you do A and S together right here? Can we do that? What is this? I don't know if I'm like want to mess nothing up here. Like this? Just keep it here. Where's Roy Lopez? That is definitely an S tier, buddy. That's an S.
It's in there, right?
Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, it's in the S tier. It's in the S.
The other openings were not in here.
All right, and bottom right of the A is like here. No, it's not a little bit. Where's One Cloud Cow Egg? Those aren't real openings. Oh, these are, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we should put those in, exactly. Canty variation, where's that one? Like, that's crazy. All right, we'll put our cameras back on and we can sign off here. Okay, perfect. So, tier list, that was fun. That was awesome. We haven't done this in a while, guys. We did another tier list before, so we are gonna, kind of update this for YouTube. So, shout out to y'all, man. That was fun. Yeah, Dalton, good to have you on stream. Dalton actually plays in some of our arenas too, chat, that we have at night. So Dalton also is a Chessable author. So make sure you guys check him out on Chessable. There's a lot of chess courses on there. I actually have like 2 or 3 of them myself. And yeah, man, tell them about your socials and stuff. Where can they find you?
Yeah, right now, probably YouTube. Just search FM Dalton Perrine, Chessable, Dalton Perrine, Matty D Perrine, chess.com, Matty D Perrine, and yeah, those are the best ways to reach me. So yeah, appreciated doing the stream here. Enjoy doing it. Lots of openings. What if it go like hour and a half-ish or so?
Yeah, hour and a half here. Exactly. This is nice. Nice content for you guys in chat. It's gonna look nice on the socials, on YouTube and stuff like that. So. That's all right. That's good, man. So yeah, good to have you, Dalton. Definitely. We're gonna sign off here too as well, chat. This is our stream for today. We'll be back tomorrow with a sub battle. So make sure you guys are here, guys, for the sub battle. I'm gonna need y'all here. Ryan, we need y'all here tomorrow. We're gonna start at 8:30 to recruit you guys. So I need y'all to be here because we gotta beat up Chess on Earth tomorrow. So I need some Jedi to assemble sub battle with Chess on Earth tomorrow. So if you can come out tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so we can get our roster together and going into the games around 9:30ish. So yeah, we need to hit them, chat. We need to beat Chess on Earth. So I need you here tomorrow, all the way, all levels up to 2500, 2600 blitz. Like we need that. So come here tomorrow, guys. All right. It was good to see you guys. We're gonna sign off, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Hit the follow button if you're new. Thanks for the follows today. Thanks for the love. And we'll see you tomorrow, guys, on the sub battle.